yesterday, vacuum sealed in the freezer. Got some outside work done. It's hot. I think I'm going to check and see if there's some Nagoon berries here after I get done with this dump run. But I knew if I waited till morning that the fish waste was going to like stink up my house or stink up my car. And I can't do a burn barrel where I'm at because the fire department will find me. So running to the Anchor Point dump to get rid of this since it's a transfer station. That means it's like roll-off dumpsters that I can use. I think it's open 24 hours a day. There's sometimes some interesting characters. I was just reading about someone complaining about someone's meth operation in Happy Valley. It sounds like it's something that lots of people know are going on. And if they're posting about it publicly, I think maybe it's time that there's a raid that happens on it and everybody gets put in jail. We've had some weird stuff going on in my neighborhood. Someone dumped all kinds of fish waste into the Anchor River. It's getting to be a problem with these weird people being let out of jail repeatedly. And I think maybe it's time that the judges get punished. The judges are releasing these criminals that the state troopers and the local police departments are arresting for good causes. Then maybe it's time that the judges spend a little bit of time in jail or spend some time being homeless without an income or without any retirement benefits. I mean, an absolutely severe problem with judges that violate people's human rights, violate their constitutional rights, and let criminals go free. A lot of them are tied up in political parties that don't want anything other than to destroy America. And I'm sure you can imagine what political groups that they're a part of. So I'm on my way to the Anchor Point dump. I'll show you my drive. I'm just coming into Anchor Point. There's the Anchor Point welcomes you sign. Going to be going across the bridge to the Anchor River here in a second. But yeah, I think, if the judges and the cops don't want to do anything to stop whoever's making meth out there, then just burn it all to the ground. Locals should get together and just burn those places to the ground so that there's nowhere for them to do those activities anymore. I'm absolutely all for vigilante justice, because sometimes vigilante justice is the only justice there is. Just like all the towns in Mexico where the local residents and the farmers and ranchers pulled out their guns and wiped out drug cartels by force of violence and violence of action. I don't know if you caught that back there. We just passed someone that looked like they came right out of the forest and they were on a bike there. So hopefully they're okay. I'm not judging that person because I don't know what kind of person that they are because I didn't stop and talk to them, of course. But definitely look pretty interesting, about as wild as you could get. You almost look like a bush. So this is the Anchor Point transfer station. It's tame right now, but that could change. Other than a futon, and a couple crusty mattresses. This is actually pretty clean. Is that how you say that in Japanese? Futon? Because I'm pretty sure it has been. This is some, I hate to waste food, but at least it isn't that much this time. This is for my whole year. Of course, I always feel bad about wasting stuff, but at least it isn't like a half a freezer or something ridiculous. All right. Good. A safe trip. A successful, safe trip to and from the Anchor Point dump. Seatbelt. But even our drive into the dump, there's some medicine there, stinkweed growing, fireweed. I need to gather some stinkweed so I can make some salve with it. That's what that stuff that kind of looks a bit like cannabis is there on the side of the road. Of course, there's still time to come camp up at my place. If you want to see Alaska, but you're not rich, you can always come out to my place and camp up in my campground on my property for cheap. Maybe even work something out, make a donation to my farm, or help out with something, some work. And we'll stop up here and see if there's any Nagoon berries at this spot I know about. I'm just curious if their berries, the berries on these plants are better than mine. So mine don't seem to be producing very good. But my friends and Homer are just like bumper crops, so I might have to redo the way I'm doing them. I don't know why 65 feels so hot in Alaska. But 65 degrees here for some reason it's a different kind of hot. And it seems ridiculous to even say 65 degrees Fahrenheit is hot. But man, you feel the heat just like beating into your face. I don't know if it's like the angle of the sun or what, but it's weird. lot of times on this highway, you get tourists that just try to ride your bumper. I just slow down. I just slow down. I'm not competing with anybody from Anchorage or from anywhere else in my neighborhood. If they want to drive fast, too bad. They'll have to find somewhere else to do it, like back home. Got no candy. So here's the spot right up here that I'm going to check out. It's because I know there's Nagoonberries growing here. Nagoonberries growing here. I can let the uppity people go about their business. Look at all that fireweed there. All right, I'll hop out and give her a look. So these are the Nagoonberry plants here. This is what the leaves look like. Arctic raspberry. And it's doing the same thing here. The berries are just like, instead of being like a raspberry like they should be, there's just a few small ones. A few small globules hooked together. They should be like more like a raspberry shape. And I don't know if it's a moisture thing. Maybe the moisture isn't right at the right time. I'm not sure. And that's why I like to look at different spots to see what's going on. Like a lot of these, it's just one great big chunk of it. And it should be like, you know, like a black raspberry size, but all red like that. But the flavor is always the same. It always tastes kind of like Hawaiian Punch. It's always a struggle to get enough to make jam down here on the peninsula. I have another spot that I go to that's like right on a lake, and those ones get a little bit bigger. But yeah, these are just all, this isn't really even harvestable. So we'll check the ones closer to my house and see what those look like later on this week. This is crowberry here. These that look like pine fronds. Those will get a black berry on them that they use in Eskimo ice cream or agutak or agutak, because it whips up really foamy. I'll pick some of those this year too. We'll try to make some agutak. Of course, there's none on this side of the road. They only grow in that spot. It's like everything has its own environment. So I reckon I'll just head on home. All right, I'm going to close this out, head home, and then I'll do some more reading, some Orthodox reading. God bless you guys. Love you. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in a little bit.